If you know so much about gut health but still have all these gut problems, it's probably not because you're not doing enough. You're probably doing a lot. However, it seems that even when you have a cabinet full of supplements or you cook all these healthy meals, you still have gut issues. You still bloat at the end of the day, you're still constipated, and you still have acid reflux, and you can't figure out why. Well, let me tell you, it's not because you're not doing enough. It is maybe that you're just not doing things in the right order, and I'm gonna show you how. I'm Mario Cabral, a certified holistic nutritionist specializing in gut health, and I help women who feel let down by the system, both conventional and holistic, heal their gut for maximum results so they can enjoy food again without having to follow all these rules. I also teach free classes on gut healing, and the next one is coming up soon, so if you're interested, make sure you check the description below for all the details. And today we're gonna talk about my best kept secret about healing the gut. I am serious when I tell you that this is what I do with all of my clients, and it has never changed in the 5 years that I've been coaching. This is what nutritional therapy practitioners apply with clients to heal their gut, and how any professional addresses or should address gut problems. Whether it is chronic bloat, acid reflux, leaky gut, gastritis, it applies to all kinds of gut issues, and I'm about to share with you. So in this video, you're going to learn the order of operations to heal the gut and why it is important to follow it. You're also going to learn how to identify the root cause of your issue. And a reminder, if you find this video helpful, make sure to check the description below because there's a lot more information and a free class coming up. Now let's get to it. I've seen this scenario play time and time again. Women wanting to heal constipation using probiotics and colostrum, or wanting to heal acid reflux with digestive enzymes. Those things are all very helpful and very healthy. However, they don't really make a difference when it comes to healing the gut. You may see a little bit of an improvement, but never enough to be like, oh my God, yes, I'm cured. So of course, you're going to be frustrated when you learn all these things about how good probiotics are for your health, how good colostrum is for your immune system. But there is a reason why those things do not work specifically for you. And I don't blame you for it. We have been fed so much aggressive marketing telling us how great probiotics are for gut health in general, some of them even promising weight loss. Colostrum, so good now for hair and nails, and all these like crazy claims. So it's natural to feel frustrated when you apply these things onto your life and they don't really work for you. Another thing is that we don't really have the necessary education to understand our physiology and the organs involved in our gut. And this is the most important aspect of healing the gut, is knowing where you have issues in the first place. And the gut contains many organs and many systems that we're going to briefly discuss today. And that is where you will be able to find healing, when you're able to know what in your gut needs addressing. And lastly, there is a ton of conflicting nutrition information. I mean, just a few years ago, everyone was all about veganism and just eating plant-based, and now everyone is obsessed with protein. So nutrition advice changes all the time, but what doesn't change, it's our body. And the system that I'm about to teach you right now also does not change. And if anything, it's more relevant than ever. After you learn this very simple process, you will know how to identify what you need to do in order to find relief. So if you're bloating all the time, you're going to bloat less. If you have acid reflux every day, you're going to see less incidence of reflux. And of course, if you're constipated, you're going to become more regular. This is how effective this system is. And now I'm talking about the north to south process of digestion. If you've never heard this before, there's a reason for it. There's really nothing to sell you once you know this. There's no marketing behind it. This is just plainly understanding your body and doing right by it. So what is the north to south process of digestion? Well, this concept is all about understanding that the digestive process happens in an order, and that order needs to be followed. Like your body wouldn't secrete digestive enzymes if there's nothing to digest, if you haven't ingested any food. And in the same vibe, digestive issues, digestive problems also happen in an order. So when we understand the order in which they happen, naturally we can heal it, because if we skip steps, that's when we see a little relief, but never full healing. So this order is the north to south process of our bodies. North, we have the brain, and then we go down to our mouth and esophagus, then we go down to the stomach, then the small intestine and the large intestine, to put it simply. The northmost part of our body is our brain, obviously, and then the south is our rectum. So I'm not gonna give you a full physiology class today, but we're gonna talk about the basics and what you need to know to actually heal from your gut problems, whatever they are. So for example, people with acid reflux and gastritis typically have most issues, or the root cause of their issue is typically on the north part, which is the brain, but also in the mouth and the stomach and the esophagus area, but typically it starts in the brain. And by brain, I don't mean that there might be something wrong with you at all. What I mean is that the brain is not sending the signals of digestion. And that typically happens when we are eating on our phones or eating distracted, walking, standing up in our car, and we're all guilty of that. And if we do this consistently, then our brain cannot send the signal to the stomach and the other organs to start secreting gastric juices. These gastric juices could be saliva, stomach acid, and even digestive enzymes. As a holistic nutritionist who's been practicing for 5 years, this is the most common root cause. I don't get a client that says, Mariu, I sit down to eat and I eat in peace and I don't look at my phone. That doesn't happen typically, unless you're in like a vacation in coastal Italy. Most of us are eating and thinking about other things and being stressed out, or at least very distracted, and this affects our digestion the most. This is also called sympathetic dominance, and symptoms associated with sympathetic dominance are getting acid reflux, feeling excessively full after meals, feeling heavy, and in some cases, gastritis. Also, that sensation when you feel like you can't properly digest, for example, meat, when you start losing that taste for meat, when you feel like meat is just sitting there and it's just like really, really hard to digest, that typically starts with the brain and then it goes down to the stomach when you're just not producing enough stomach acid to digest that meat. This is a red flag. This is not an indication that you should stop meat or that meat is bad for you. This just means that your body is not producing enough juices to digest it. So here, no amount of digestive enzymes or probiotics can really help you the way relaxing and eating in a calm state would. I wish I could tell you you could just take this pill and you'll feel better, or you could do this one thing and actually see relief. But no, you actually need to relax and eat in a parasympathetic state, in a calm and relaxed state. And not a lot of us want to hear that. But if you are eating distracted on your phone, watching YouTube, whatever that is, this is an invitation for you to stop doing it, focus on your food, and see how well you digest after that. It's free. And then if you have SIBO-like symptoms like excess bloating, or you are very sensitive to foods, or you even suspect leaky gut, you want to take care of your small intestine. Your small intestine is most likely weakened by overuse of medication, whether it's over the counter or prescription medication, or just a poor diet overall, whether it's like you're eating all these bad foods or you're just not eating enough that your body doesn't get enough nutrients. That it's also a bad diet. If you have these issues, but you also feel cold out, when I talked about not eating in a parasympathetic state, not eating in a relaxed state without distractions, then that applies to you as well. So if you are a person that always eats on the go, and maybe you don't feel acid reflux symptoms, but you do feel the SIBO-like symptoms or leaky gut symptoms, you still have to start up north. This is really, really important. And then you go down south to your small intestine. And here's what you need to do. Adding food sources of L-glutamine as well as supplemental L-glutamine can help you a lot here. Also, aloe vera and MSM are compounds that are very healing for leaky gut, and they're going to be very supportive of the food sensitivities that you may have, as long as you, of course, are taking care of the northernmost part of your gut issues. And lastly, if you experience gas, constipation, or diarrhea, or alternating between the two, this is a south problem. This is a large intestine problem. And beware, because oftentimes problems with the large intestine, which is the south, are often informed from how the north is functioning. So your stomach, your esophagus, if you're producing enough digestive enzymes and gastric juices. Something that I see that is very common is for women who experience occasional reflux to experience daily constipation. So to give you an example, if you have several issues up north, like you can't digest meat, you wake up feeling a little nauseous, or have acid reflux once in a blue moon, but you have daily constipation, it is only natural that you want to address the issue that happens daily, which is constipation, without realizing that this is a cascade of events, a domino effect, and the root cause of that constipation is the problems up north, is the occasional acid reflux and feeling excess full and feeling yucky. You just got really good at managing that part, but managing constipation, it's a lot harder. And hear me out, this is why fiber and probiotics, the usual constipation advice, drink more water, take more fiber, and take probiotics, hasn't worked for you, because it's not a large intestine issue per se, it's an issue up north. So most people, I would say 80% of people would have problems up north if they have problems south, because again, it's an order and it just keeps trickling down. So if you're watching this video and you've tried so many things for your gut issues, you probably have to address the northernmost part as well, even if you're constipated. So again, I know that I sound like a broken record, but I'm not even asking you to buy anything. Like, this is literally free. But it's the hardest thing to do, right? Is to eat in a calm state, not distracted, and chewing properly and not just like inhaling your food. When you do that, you're going to see improvements in every aspect of your digestion, especially constipation. Now, let's say that you really do not have problems up north, that you know that you don't feel excess fullness, you feel like you digest your food well, you feel like everything is fine, but you're still constipated, you might have some motility issues. Then here are my tips for you outside of drinking more water and eating more fiber and all of that. It's actually only 2 tips. Number 1, to up your healthy fat intake. So I want you to have more healthy fats in the form of olive oil, coconut oil, avocados, and egg yolks. These are all going to be really, really helpful in coating the machine, so to speak, and helping things to move smoothly. And number 2 is to not only have more water, but to have intentional water, to have water with electrolyte minerals. Something that I see a lot with people is that they may drink distilled water that has no minerals whatsoever, and it just doesn't hydrate us as well as if we add electrolytes or minerals. Right? So spring water would be the best source, and adding some electrolytes here and there, especially if you sweat a lot, is going to help you stay hydrated and for that hydration to stay in the body and to do its things rather than just lose water through lots of urine and sweat. So we want the water to kind of stay in the body, and for that we need electrolytes. And if you experience many different symptoms in all different areas of the body, you have some north issues, you have some middle issues, you have some south issues, this is not uncommon. In fact, most people are that way. Most people have a little bit of leaky gut and a little bit of constipation or diarrhea or a little bit of acid reflux all that together. In that case, everything that I say, you can just literally stack these habits because they are not super hard. I want you to start slow because I want you to integrate them all into your life, but you can address them all, but always, always, always starting here and then here. And then here, and then down. And okay, I'm gonna wrap it up here because I've talked a lot already. I gave you a lot of information, a lot of nuanced information. These are not some quick tips. I know you've had a lot of quick tips already. I know you've asked ChatGPT, and because those things haven't worked, that's why you are in this video. So make sure to listen to me. And check out the free class that I'll be teaching soon if you want to learn more and want to learn more practical tips on how to heal your gut forever, once and for overall. Because let me tell you, once I healed my gut, I don't worry as much about supplements. I don't worry as much about eating super, super clean or getting all my fiber intake. I do it because I'm used to it, but I don't have to run a checklist of a bunch of things that I need to do so I don't get symptoms. And that is also possible for you too. So I would love to have you in the free class. I would love to stay connected. So make sure you check the description, you check whatever is written down below this video because it's going to be very helpful for you. And if you made it all the way to the end, thank you. Please make sure to like this video and comment so I can show up on more people's pages. And thank you so much, and I'll see you then.